Welcome back to AXG with West Ham, episode 3, and we were going into a match with Torino, but to be honest, I just wanted to get towards the season, so I am going to leave this in the capable hands of my assistant manager after I tell him which players to play and in which position. As you can see, I was going to go with a 4-4-2 diamond formation wide, and needed to put some of the players in their right position. Did not want Collison up front for one, and I needed a striker on the bench. We're going with Kevin Nolan as the creative attacking midfielder, our captain, and hopefully we'll do well in our first game of the season, start things off how we're meant to start things off. Other than that, making sure Jordan Spence was on the bench because he wanted to be given a shot, and we go into the match. And to be honest, my assistant manager did me quite proud. I mean, it is Torino. It's not the best team in the world, but they're a decent outfit. And we won 2-1 with Maiga and Vaztei with the goals. Jordan Spence, Tompkins also coming on, so Spence got his opportunity. We get an update from the scouts. He's still looking into players. And our transfer offer for Memphis Depay is accepted. Now, I dwelled over this because I've got a good left midfielder with Matthew Jarvis. Would Memphis Depay get played a lot? He'd probably switch in and out with Matthew Jarvis, or Matt Jarvis. So I offered him squad rotation. Jordan Spence came and thanked me, and I went, look, I'm going to give the young players a chance. So if you want to play, let me know. It's good to know that my players want to play. We sold Jack Collison to West Brom for 1.9 million. We made an inquiry into Jonas Heymans. I was a bit worried about the left back position, so I had a look into acquiring some talent to go in that left back position. And now we're moving on to our next game. I believe it's against Levante. We'll soon find out. Let's see how well I know my badges. The board came to me with their expectations again, like you've already told me, but right, if you want to tell me again. Memphis Depay was not happy with being a squad rotation player. And that's a problem for me because I wasn't sure I was going to be playing him every single game. Matthew Jarvis was getting the job done as far as I was concerned, so I backed out the deal. Nothing against Memphis Depay, I'm sure he's a great player, but, you know, sometimes it's just not the right fit. Then we came up against Levante, assistant manager in charge again, and another 2-1 victory. Downing with 2 goals. Now, Downing's a pretty damn good player. He didn't do that well at Liverpool as everyone thought he would, but he's good at set pieces, good at crossing, so for a winger, what more can you want? Okay, as we move on, more updates from my scout. Then a transfer offer comes in from Matthew Taylor. Now, I thought I'd try and get as much money out of this as possible, but it's not like I'm going to play the player. Hull City, decent team, decent outfit. He might do well there, so I accepted the offer for that. And then another scout report. Joey Pelpusi, I believe that's how you say his name. Centre midfielder, but nah, I didn't want to go forward with that. And then it came to a game with SC Freiburg. We got a transfer for Leah Chambers. I rejected one from MK Dons, but that was just because it was MK Dons. So Brentford, yep, you can have him on loan, give him some experience. And yep, Freiburg. I'm pretty good with my badges today. And a 2-0 victory. We didn't concede this time. Diarmi and Jarvis with the goals. My faith in Jarvis is being shown to be correct, which is all good. And those are our 3 friendlies out of the way. So the season is going to start soon, and we've still not brought anyone in. Which, I'll be honest, I was a bit worried about. I was expecting better players to be found by my scout, and it just wasn't happening. Depay, Piazon, they're about as good as it got. Tony Vilhena, we're going to have a look at him. See if we could bring him in, a promising centre midfielder. 6.5 million is how much Feyenoord actually wanted for him. Now for an 18-year-old, that's quite a lot. And I took my time over this one as well, because 6.5 million would mean I didn't have much of a transfer budget left. I thought about offering someone to them in exchange to bring the price down. And the end result is I did go for this deal. If it would play out for me or not, well, I know, but you'll find out as you carry on watching this. But he's a very promising player at the time, and from what I'd seen, I thought it was worth a go, worth taking the risk. I mean, some of his stats are pretty damn good for a youngster. He was only going to get better, and he was quite one of those match-changing players from what I'd seen. So it was definitely worth a risk. So we just had to figure out, are we going to exchange someone or are we not? And yes, you saw that correct. Kevin Nolan. I was going to exchange Kevin Nolan, club captain, pretty consistent player in the Premier League. Every team he plays for, he gets the job done. But I was looking to usher in a new generation. And Kevin Nolan is not new generation, he's old school. Nothing against Kevin Nolan. He did everything I'd asked of him. But it was time for some new blood. Okay, then we had a press conference. What would I say? Well, basically I just praised the team that I'd come in for. They'd done everything I'd asked of them. The training was great. The pre-season was great. I couldn't have asked for any more from them. So all I could do was praise my squad. Build up their confidence for the game against Cardiff. We needed a win, really. Got in some scout reports, but I'd already picked one of my targets. Tony Vilhuena. Transfer offer accepted. So it just come down to sorting out the terms and conditions of his contract. 8,000 a week. That's not a lot. So I was quite happy to offer him that. Squad rotation player, just like with Memphis Depay. And then Guy Demel comes up. He wants to start in the match. Again, a 32-year-old. 32-year-old, I'm trying to usher in a new generation. Do I really want to be playing him as right back? I inquired into Marcus Henriksen from AZ Alkmaar. 7 million. I was getting Vilhuena. Do I need Henriksen if I'm getting Vilhuena? Not really. But Henriksen was a good player. Maybe I could get him for a bit cheaper. Maybe I could offer someone. But then I decided against it all. But what I did notice with all that dealing with Henriksen is I was quite low on transfer budget. So it was time to let some players go. Now, who would I let go? I was already letting Kevin Nolan go to AZ Alkmaar if the deal with Vilhuena went through. But who else could I let go? I couldn't quite make the decision there and then. So we moved on, and it was almost match time. Stefano Denswil, considering making an offer for him, 900k. Cheap defender, backup for my first team. Only 20, so he's got room to improve. Decent stats. Aggression's quite high. Jumping's quite good. And with youngsters, they're always going to get better as long as your scouts looking at the right kind of players. 76 shot power, that was a bit strange for a defender. 72 to 76 shot power, but you never know. He could be on the edge of the box off a rebound. Smash one in from distance. And then it was game time. First game of the season. West Ham versus Cardiff at home. tune in next time for that match. We will be looking at that match all the way through. It's AXG out.